Hello! Welcome to the island of Sodor. I'm just waiting to see. There we go. It's on. So, today, I'm going back into timetable mode. I will continue with James. I mean, I've only done 3 of James's timetables. So, we'll start with Knapford to Knapford Yard. James shunts the mailman's to Knapford Yard. And then we'll just continue going for however long. At the moment, I don't know how long that will be. Here's the cab. Just altering, there we go, my chat filter so I can see when people think Knapford to Knapford Yard. We will go into this mode. Stop at Knapford up shunt, so that's in front of us. Make our way through oh, we've got a red signal. Let's just have a look at something. No, it's behind me. So if I use this, I might see if I've got a green signal. Yes, I have. The bottom one. Okay. Basically means I'm taking the parcel coaches, or parcel vans, over there without going into the tunnel, and then using the turntable. And taking that train of 4 coaches on a local. Let's get a bit of speed up. Not often you get to propel a train. Admittedly, I'm going 5 miles an hour faster than you should do when you're propelling. But, oh well. Let's just keep an eye on the heads-up display, which shows me where I need to stop. And 70 yards. So it's basically past the shunt signals. And slightly onto the viaduct. Okay. There's the signals. Yep. Fitting forward. And we've got the shunt. That's the lower signal, the shunt signal. And we go into the yard. As the indicator says, read indicator. wasn't expecting to be doing this, to be honest. I think by the time I have fully run round and got onto the turntable, Thomas should be arriving. Let's have a look on the map. There's Percy. So where's Thomas? Maybe it's Percy that would be. No diesel should be down there. Yeah. Where's Thomas then? Dunno. I'll find him at some point. Start applying brakes. And stop. Virtually completing it, will say that, but I'm just going to continue and return to free run because it'll just keep the thing going. I've got a few minutes before it, so I can use those few minutes to look for Thomas. Let's try all that sports field, Ellsbridge. Maithwaite, Hackenbeck Tunnel, Hackenbeck. There's. So Percy's on the way down with the freight. Where's Thomas? There's the. Three coaches. Weird. Unless he's not left Tidmouth yet. There's Tidmouth. There he is. Oh, that's an engine with a tender. So that's Emily. There's Thomas. So he hasn't even left the shed yet. That could be Gordon coming then. I can't remember. Anyway, finding out is using this camera and looking at the shed, at the tunnel. We've got to go onto that turntable that's in front of me. I'll still be able to see when... Actually, that's a better camera. The free cam. I can have it sitting there. Oops. I started accelerating because I forgot I'm still on James. Is that Gordon or is that Emily? Emily. We've got to go onto the turntable. Just spring that there so we can go through. I'll get the camera over here. Emily's going to couple up to those coaches. So what's James got to do? Let's just make sure the turntable goes to the correct spot before I arrive. There we go. And then move back a bit. There we go. Spin round. And we go to Knapford Yard siding 1. So just go straight through next to the station building. So if Emily takes charge of those, do I have to go back down to Tidmouth? To a plane? Forward I go. Go to where I have to stop. I like being able to fly the camera to see where I've got to go. Oops, I'm speeding. There's a red signal there. Slam the brakes on because the signal's red. Let's creep towards it a bit. Currently the signal's against me, which means Emily is still in section. Basically I'm going quicker than it would expect. So we'll stop here and wait for the signal, which is there. There's that plane again. Let's see where Emily is. Just waiting for her signal. Had to make sure I wasn't going to come and run into her, basically. Right. There's Knapford signal box. Okay, we've got a clean. There's Emily. Going to couple up to her train. We'll go. We've got to go onto the avoiding line and head back to Tidmouth Sheds to pick up our train. So what I'm going to do is go to here so I can see the signal. Now that I'm facing the other way, I can't be in James's eye view, which is what that is. That's looking through James's eyes. I have to be in driver's eye view. I do like that aspect where you can basically look through the eyes of the logo. It does make it more interesting. Okay, that's all we had to do. Knapford Yard turntable, Knapford Yard siding 1, Knapford Yard up shunt. Next one. Oh, I'm going to have to turn that on, because we're going through the tunnel and you can't do head out view, Gotta wait until we've got a signal. Should, theoretically, be the main signal. Not 100% sure though. Come on. You gonna give me a signal? Maybe if I just move slightly towards it. Oh. Gotta wait 15 seconds. I was a bit early. But that's what happens when you run faster than expected. We've got the main signal and through road on the indicator. So now we look from this side so we can see Emily and her train. We should get a clear signal just as we're going through. And then when we get to Tidmouth, or Tidmouth Sheds, we should see Thomas. James's tender really bounces, just like Emily's. Just, it's weird because they've both got 6-wheel tenders. There's Emily. Tidmouth through track, so we go through the middle of Tidmouth. I'm going to have to go into cab. You can still see over the top of the coal and the tender, which is good. And we've got a signal at the end of Knapford Station was green. I didn't even look. It's a regulator. There's the inside of James's cab, lit up by that Bardic lamp. It's a pity we can't change it to green or red as well, as the real Bardic lamps will do. Unfortunately, it's just a white light. Okay. Over one bridge. Go into... Oh no, it's just a station with a pond there. I hadn't even noticed that. There's walls around the station, and that's why I don't want to use that camera angle. There's walls around the station to make it feel closed in, but they're just a single brick thick. It's weird. Really weird. Right. We've got to stop in 200 yards or so. Stop on brakes. We'll have a red signal. Tidmouth Bridge. The old mill on the hill. Over there. It's red. Good job I could put my brake on quickly. Couple up to 4 coaches. When I got a signal. Yep, I got a strong signal. Thomas is... should be out of the shed by now. I need to be able to slow down. Right. Can't see him. He's towards the double running parallel. Into that camera angle. Move closer to James. Here he is. Oh, I can see him. Just a little bit of blue above the coaches. Get this camera angle down to by the buffers. Bring James's speed down below 5. If I don't, I'll end up derailing. Which, while it's funny, is not a good idea. To almost a complete stop. And... can I have a couple up yet? Not quite. Just gently kiss the buffers. And use James's coupling. There we go, coupled up to the coaches. Next bit. You have to wait for... okay, I'm not waiting for 50 minutes. I'm going to... jump out. 50 minutes is a bit too long to wait. Can I jump in? Oh, Thomas is just starting to move. Please let me jump in. 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 Let me jump in, Thomas. There is a way I can do this. I want to just carry on with James, really. Seems I can't jump into Thomas and catch a lift to Knapford. What I'm going to do, go back to timetable, James. It just fast forwards the time. It's the fastest way of doing it. James sitting there for 50 minutes wouldn't happen in real life. He'd be serviced on shed. And then couple back up. So... right, it has now advanced. Kidmouth through track. Put that light on. Get to James's viewpoint. And take the coaches to Knapford. Some 50 minutes later. The sun's much further up. Trying to work out why there's an extra set of coaches when Gordon's got the express set, James is taking a local, Emily's got a local, Percy takes the miners train twice a day, And Thomas has Annie and Clarabelle. That extra set of coaches isn't needed. At least not at the moment. On Tuesday, we'll find out what the first DLC will be. Because it's Dovetail Live, which is usually when they announce the next version of Train Sim World. They've said there will be an announcement for Wonders of Sodor. So that'll be brilliant. Especially if it includes extra track. Like the Brendan branch. Which is Edward, Bill Ben, Boko. Nice to have Henry. There's a few stories you can do with Henry, though I don't think they'll do the flying kit. Not unless they do the actual incident as a cutscene and don't include it fully. So I don't think they encourage that kind of thing in game. They could do the sad tale of Henry. They could do the one where Gordon has a safety valve issue going past Henry in the tunnel. The Henry stories. There's Henry and the Elephant, which hasn't actually been shown that often on the TV. Okay, I've got a red signal. Now I've got a green signal. There's Tidmouth Church. I wonder how many people are married there. Headlight on. Just go into that view, I can see if the headlight's on. Yes, it is. Okay. Just means I can see a bit more when we're in the tunnel, because it goes a bit dark, strangely. And I'd rather not go into the cab. Tunnel and be prepared to have a look at signal, which at the moment is against me. Which is why I've zoomed in, so I can see when it clears. Usually about now. Platform 5. It's directing straight in. That's good. I don't have to do any setting back. It's the same platform that Emily was in before she took her local train. Come to a stop in the platform. And then we go along the line. I wonder if we go through Ballyhill on this. Because I know Emily doesn't. There we go. 7:53 to 7:55. Open the doors. We've got 4 minutes. So let's see if there's any. Thomas. We'll see Thomas come in. Percy's done. Oh, Diesel's done the shunting down there. Where is he? Don't see Diesel. Should see Thomas coming round the bend any second. No, actually, yeah, Diesel's on the... What's this just say? Diesel is there. Yeah. Goes to Anofa Quarry, which is the top end of Thomas's branch. Looks a bit like the Thin Clergyman, who is based on Reverend Teddy Boston, who had a penchant for narrow gauge locos, hence why Reverend Aldry wrote him as the person who ran the narrow gauge and miniature lines on the island of Sodor. The little trains, miniatures, I don't think will ever appear in game. Not as a drivable asset. Whereas the narrow gauge, the track's already there. So I think, or some of the track is at the moment, so I think that will appear. But the miniature, highly unlikely. And mountain railway, if they can get the physics to do it, it's possible. It'd be really nice to be able to go up Cul de Fel, which is the... I think it's Cul de Fel. Yeah. Cul de Fel is the mountain that the mountain railway goes up. That'd be interesting to do. I honestly don't know whether the physics in the game will allow it though. Oh, there's that airplane flying over again. Light airplane. Most times not uncoupled yet. When I have controllers in, I'd uncouple them by now. It's weird. Right. Loading passengers. Zoom back out. And gotta wait until 8 AM before I head probably first to Crosby. I'll keep an eye on the doors just in case anyone tries jumping them as I'm closing them. That'd be a bit daft. Ten seconds. James's tender is already bouncing. Ready for the off. Yep, Crosby. Thomas is moving at exactly the same time. Right. Head to Crosby. Got the up main. We should be on the slow line all the way. Should. And then been sitting there for some time, over an hour. It's a nice little harbour, that. Split over two sides. But it's still a nice harbour. Yeah, we've got the slow line. We'll probably pass Gordon on the fast. Just a little line. Just not sure where. I know we will be passing Emily. And I'm going to this camera view because there's a tunnel just round the bend. There's Gordon. Here's the map for the tunnel. Start. Okay, we're going over the 69 speed limit, but I like going quick. We've only got one other tunnel on this line, and that is Henry's Tunnel, which is shortly before we get to this town. Starting to apply brakes, not as much as that. Nearly at cross speed. Level crossing. Half a mile. Speed. Let the speed come down gently. The animals on this are really realistic. Here's Crosby. Which should be the start of a branch to the north of Tidmouth. Loop off to the left, but it's not been included, which is surprising. Because it's one of the lines that James is allowed on. Leave roughly where the shed is up ahead and go off to the left. Goes under Elsbridge. We're 20 seconds early, and then we've got over a minute to wait. I don't think if I go into that camera I can get to the shed. Maybe I can. Yes. The Tidmouth line go off up there. Let's see. Go up. Roughly where that line in the field is. And then go and follow the River L, which is the next river we go over. That shed shouldn't be there, according to the Reverend Audrey's original map. We have a green signal. Go back to that camera. Close the doors. Let's just make sure I have shut the doors. Yep. And off to Wellsworth, which is the main line end of Brendan branch. Which is Edward's branch. So Edward, Bill and Ben, Boko, Henry. They're the main engines that use the Brendan line. Part way along it is Trevor's Field. Trevor the traction engine. Terence the tractor. His field is alongside Thomas's branch. But he's not modelled. Neither is Harold the helicopter, whose field or airfield by driver onto this branch. Here's the river out. Through Henry's forest. We're already going quick speed in it. It's not going quickly. I can get the speed down to stop without any. When it gets to half an hour, I'll stop. Right. This might be a river. It's a nice little river, that. A nice big road. Here's Wordsworth. Coming in too hot. Have to put the brakes on full. Matter where I stop, but closer to where it tells me, the better. We're a minute early, so we're going to sit for a while. Let's see. Edward is shedded here somewhere, normally. There's Edward's branch. Remarkably, a lot of track is down, and you can go a fair distance. You can go to about there, which is quite a way. These branches, you can't. That's the Peel Godred line, which should be electrified, because there's Kildane. That to there is the mainline loop. Can't remember where that one goes. That's Castlethorpe Road. Can't remember off the top of my head. There's the narrow gauge. Currently, all we can get to is there. And then it won't let you in. Over there is Ballyhoo and another line, and then Henry's Tunnel and Vicarstown, which is our destination in probably about half an hour or so. Close the doors of the coaches. We have a green signal for the slow line. We will pass Emily. I'm just not sure where. Off we go. Next stop, Marron, 2.2 miles. Should be closer to 5 or 6 miles. Because this is severely compressed. But it does make the journey a lot easier. Gordon's Hill, quickly as James can. Should get over the hill without too much effort. We're actually building up speed while going up quite a steep grade. This hill is steep. Gordon has difficulty at times. Isn't it like 1:45? Or it's supposed to be. Right. Off the back. Right. I do not want to go through Marron at high speed. So I'm using my brakes. And this is where James and the bootlace happen. At the bottom of this. Oh, no. Thomas and the breakdown train. James ended up going too fast because of the trucks and trucks. Trying to get my braking so I'm not slowing down. Just now I'm using a bit of throttle so I don't slow down too much. Because we've now gone over Gordon's Hill completely. I'm not sure which river that is. There's the Marron station. This one's for over a minute early. The game doesn't expect you to be able to go or want to go quickly over Gordon's Hill. It's a bit silly in that respect. Let's go back into maps, see where Emily is and whether I'll be passing her. There she is. She's at Kelsthorpe Road, so she's just done the 2-track section between Craven's Gate and Kelsthorpe Road. Theoretically, we should pass around there, unless she pulls into Kildane while I'm in there. I've still got over a minute. Look at the doors, they're open. This is quite a basic station. There's actually one of the books in that goods shed, as far as I remember. Don't think I've collected it. On this side? No, it must be on the other side. Okay, it is on that side. Here. Supposed to be one of the books on here. Maybe it's on the other side. Or maybe I've already collected it. I don't know. Off to Kronk, which is just after the suspension bridge. There is a book there that I haven't collected. Just this side of the suspension bridge. Maybe one day I'll get all the collectibles. But at the moment, I don't really feel like doing that just yet. It doesn't really give you anything extra once you've got all the collectibles. I've done all the paintings. They were easy. Books are a little bit more difficult because they're in locations that are sometimes hard to get to. In theory, I could stop and get the book before the suspension bridge and still make it to Vicarstown on time. In fact, I think I might do that. It'll only take me 5 seconds. Jump out. Me and any other passengers at Haldane are beyond it. And I'll stop in time. There's the book. 12 books collected. Wouldn't normally do that, but I was going past anyway. That was a bit cheeky, especially as I've only got 35 seconds to get to Kronk. But it's not that far. It's just the other end of this island. And I've done the collectibles in Kronk. So right, start slowing down for Kronk. I'm going to be slightly late instead of slightly early, but I'm still going to stop. And because the waiting time is always extra long anyway, I'll still leave on time. Doors opened. Yeah, I'll be about 5 seconds late leaving, by my guess. That's not too much. I can make that time up between Kildane and Sodor Road if necessary. Or I could leave on time. haven't had the 2-minute wait I've had at other locations. 0.7 miles to Kildane. It's the shortest distance between stations on this bit of the line. The Mid-Western Railway. Ducks line, which goes from Tidmouth northwards, is the Little Western. That would be an amazing line to have in the game. There's the Kilburg Red Line. Just coming in. And there's the signal box for the junction. Station. Stop. 30 seconds early. And there's Emily! That was actually good timing. I just have to wait over a minute. Quite a detail on the bogies. Got primary and secondary suspension modelled. The axle boxes are a bit plain. It's got steps for people or workers to get from the ballast up to the running board and then in. That's actually quite cool. Not noticed that before. They've done quite a lot. Just to make sure whether I've played those or not. There's a lot of extra details that didn't need to be on it, but it makes adults more interested. We head to Kelsthorpe Road, platform 1. There's another level crossing. Don't know if it's got a name. Kelsthorpe. After Kelsthorpe Road we go down to double track briefly. And then it goes back to 3 track from Craven's Gate. Just have to remember that I will need to use my brakes before arriving at Craven's Gate. Otherwise, I'll derail, and I don't want to do that. It's not good. It's just gone 8 PM in the UK. Another hour or so on the stream, and then that would be long distance, 3.2 miles. Less than that. Get the engines to really open up. That's a bit. This is time. This is the last. too many whistle boards. Way too many. In reality, they'd be about 3 times further apart. In fact, the whole line would be 3 times longer. So doing 81 miles an hour wouldn't be too fast for the section we're on. Even though it would take 3 times as long to get from Knapford to Vicarstown. Which, for adults, is okay. For little children who the game is mostly designed for, that's not okay. They would be fed up. They'd be doing anything they could to speed as fast as they could. To try and make the journey a lot slower, or a lot shorter time. Whereas, as adults, we are able to cope with greater distances. It's the fun fair, which, at the end of last week's stream, I added the final tile, which were the stalls. These. Win a prize, sweets. Everyone is a winner. What's over this side? Oh. Go over. Same there. Win a prize, sweets. Everyone's a winner. Can't get closer because that's got... Can I... Fruit, sweets, fruit, sweet. Okay, someone had fun there. That's not a Thomas reference. Not in that order. There's the Helter Skelter. Those are fun. We've got the pigs and the horses. I will zoom back to normal because the camera goes weird. We've got bandstand with people playing. We've got the big wheel, or Ferris wheel. And we've got the marquee. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you include the pens, the Helter Skelter, the stalls, the marquee, and big wheel are the tiles. And they're all done for doing various things with the locos. Whispering Woods. You know, that makes a cool image for next week's thumbnail. Right. I need to start slowing down. Near the Kelsfield Road. There's one of the branch lines. I've got a map of the island of Sodor on my iPad. I just can't remember how long ago I saved it and whether I put it in one of my albums. I think it might be an album, actually, which basically means I'll probably find it. I can't monitor the stream at the same time. While my iPad is next to it, so I can watch the stream. Into Kelsthorpe Road Station. This is a nice countryside station. Let's go up into the sky a bit. Where's Kelsthorpe itself? I've no idea. It's weird. There's no look along that road using camera 3. Doesn't go very far, it just ends. Somewhere the village of Kelsthorpe is. I just don't know where. Go into that camera, can I go higher up? No. Can I use the station building to make myself go higher up? No, won't let me. There's Kelsthorpe, I believe. Down here. Go back to that, and... oh, it needs to be in photo mode. Not what I wanted. Yeah, there it is. There's the village of Kelsthorpe. In the distance. Oh. Fell off the roof. Just about make it out, and there's some more houses there. Road in a station means it is further away from the village rather than being in the midst of it. Could be anything up to 3 miles away, remarkably. So, on the old Bala and Festiniog line, Maintrog Road is 2.5 miles up quite a steep hill from Maintrog. It's closer to Festiniog in a way than it is to Maintrog, but Festiniog had its own station. Trasfinith had an absolutely gorgeous station. It's a pity that in 1961 the line closed so that the reservoir could be built on the track bed, not far from Bala, in Truerin, or as a lot of people call it, Llyn Catherine. Proper name is Llyn Truerin. It flooded Capel Celyn, gorgeous looking village, as well as flooding the big valley. There's a station that used to be under where the Gams. Chicken Bridge Halt. Rungock was not far from where the Whitewater Rafting Centre is now. Capelkellen Halt was 1.5 miles from Capelkellen. Rennie had a station, but it was also where the Rennie Granite Company had their granite line, which had a 3-foot gauge railway. Then you've got Compressor, little halt just shy of the summit of the line. The track bed there now has the 848-7 Ballard Transformer road on it. Then you've got Compressor Viaduct, which is still standing and still stunning. I walked over it in the snow. That was 7 years ago. 7.5 years ago. It would make an incredible heritage railway. Unfortunately, not enough people wanted to help. So, the trust that was formed has sadly wound up. I was on the committee of that. We put a lot of effort in and just did not get the help we needed. As I said, it would have been an amazing heritage railway. Disco Picture Sync 2714. I'm trying to keep to the timetable. I'm trying to actually get them completed. I'm not driving Gordon, so I can't break the speed record. You need to do at least 10 Gordons coupled up to be able to break the speed record, which you can't do with James. Gordon's the record holder. James will not do above 85 miles an hour. Even without coaches, he will only do 85 miles an hour. I have tried. He just will not do more than 85. It's what's coded in him. Technically, I know how to edit DLL files, and I could make him go faster, but we're on the slow line anyway, which has slightly tighter bends than fast line, which is the middle one, and we'd end up on our side. We've got, I think, 3.5 miles between here and no, 4.5 miles. Vickerstown next, unless we're going to Ballyhoo, because we're at Ravensgate with the narrow gauge. I'm hoping the narrow gauge does come soon, because I love narrow gauge railways. Admittedly, this shed is in the wrong place. It should actually be here, with exchange sidings along there. That is according to Reverend Audrey's own maps. Once I finish this timetable run, I will give James a go, but going in the other direction. And not as part of the timetable. 4.7 miles. I've got full power. We'll see how fast James can get, because this is flat track. He's got 4 coaches. To do maximum speed, they need to be light engine. So what I'll do is go into free roam and spawn James in. There's a book over there which I haven't collected. Spawn James in by himself and go full whack, see how fast I can get him. I might be cheeky and spawn 3 Jameses in, because that will mean he'll get over 100 miles an hour. Just do this bit first, so that I've completed more miles of timetable service. Then we'll try a speed record with him, see how fast we can get him without coaches. Because with those 4 coaches, we're almost going as fast as he'll go. He does struggle going much faster. Ideally, need to be on the fast line. And not have coaches. It's maxed out at the moment. Nearly at Henry's Tunnel. There we go, slowing down, going again. It does struggle. If I finish this, I'll go back to main menu rather than running on. And load into free roam. James is going as fast as he can with coaches. He will not do any faster than this. Into free roam, spawn 3 Jameses if my laptop will let me, and go as fast as 3 will allow. Doing 82 miles an hour, that's surprising. 83, 84, going downhill slightly. I have to remember when trying to speed run is going from 2-track section back to the 3-track Sodor Road is a likely place to derail. So that is a place where I will have to slow down. Just like this. I forgot where I was, and I've just passed a red. Okay, I'm going to go to the main menu. I missed that signal. Wasn't expecting to change across there either. Right. I will start. Wrong button. Start. There. I'm not worried about date or times. It won't let me change them anyway. Okay, I'll try doing Percy, but it'll have to be multiples. Which side am I? Wrong side. Can't go anywhere along those 2 lines. So what I will do is be naughty and run across the running lines instead of going into the subway. Right. No, I'm not going to spawn in a non-Thomas character. Where's Thomas Light Engine? Right, Loco. Move back a bit. Spawn in a second Percy. See about there. Is he close enough that I can... Not yet. Oh, no. Reverse. Just buffer up. Like that. Jump back out. Spawn in a third Percy. Oh, facing backwards. I'm gonna have them face the right way. So I need to be about here. Percy, Light Loco, spawn. Not sure Percy will do 160, but I will give it a go. Three Percy should give me reasonable speed. Right. Wrong bit. Map. Set path. We'll go all the way to Tidmouth Sheds. That gives a bit more distance. Okay. Go via this so we can see the whole lot. Signal. Let's see how fast we can get Percy. I will have to slow down when we're approaching Sodor Road, otherwise we will come off. Unfortunately, that can't be helped. But come on, Percy. Why have you stuck at 32 miles an hour? I know you can do more than that. That shouldn't have done that. I should have had a green signal. That was a bit annoying. Right. Try again. This time I'll cross over the correct way. We'll do Percy Light Loco by himself, because I think multiple Percys slowed him down. Not sure of Percy's top speed. Let's wrong bit. Want to check that those have despawned. Yes. There's the signal that I have the issue with. Right. That trio of Percys has despawned. So, set path. Can't quite get up to Farquhar, so we'll just go to there. Go back to that view. And see how fast Percy can go. Regulator is fully open. Now just gotta keep an eye on the signals. He's going faster already by himself. Fastest part of the line is going down Gordon's Hill. Percy being an industrial pecket won't do very fast. You'd have to double head with someone like Gordon. I think he's going to be limited. Slowing down. I'm just hoping that the Percy won't go any faster. This is a downhill section just after this bend. It's not going any faster. Regulator is wide open. That's as fast as he'll go. Thomas goes faster. Gordon would be doing quite a bit more. Unfortunately, I don't think Gordon's doing 37 now. I don't think I can get him to go much faster. Not without significant braking. Fortunately, this is not steep enough or long enough. Really get much speed. Percy. Even trying multiple. For some reason that slows him right down. Doing more than I expect for a little industrial tank. Tended not to be able to go very fast because of the size of the wheels. I mean, he's got really tiny wheels. He's doing 42 miles an hour. I think that's about his limit, unfortunately. Regulator wide open. Unfortunately, I can't notch back with the reverser, so it's either full forward or full reverse. And not being able to notch back, I can't increase the speed any further. It's annoying. I was hoping he'd go faster. Just have the bit where the steam reset. I think 42 miles an hour is Percy's limit. He won't come off at Kelsthorpe Road. We're slowing down again now. I'm going to try doing Gordon. He'll go further. Disco Pictures Inc. That was as fast as Percy would go. he had absolutely nothing more in him. He's an industrial loco. They are never designed for high speed. What I'm going to do now is load in the big fast engine. And load in as many of him as I can. So we'll come towards the end of the platform and spawn in as many Gordons as I can. Gordon moving forward a couple up. Like so. Spawn in third Gordon. I do have non-Thomas locos that could beat that speed. Problem is, they won't couple up to Thomas locos. So can't add them. Do a fourth Gordon, and then we'll try for the speed. See how fast I can go. So make sure they're all set to go forward like that. Right, got 4 Gordons. And we'll jump into this one, setting them forward, set the path, we'll aim for Knapford, we'll go to the back platform. I hit the wrong button. Right. I'm going all the way to Knapford. Platform 4. Right. Headlights on. Green signal. Let's make our way. Okay, while we're not moving. Port. That's not quite the port. And that's completely flat. I've had this before with Gordon. Let's see. He does not like being coupled up to things. He won't even go in reverse. Okay. Try just 2 Gordons. So Gordon, you're up to me. That gonna work? What? I had a green signal. This is... This is ridiculous. The signal changed. Flying suitcase. I'm just not going through the Undercroft again. I will get Gordon going. Class 142 is limited to 75 miles an hour. There's absolutely no way it would do the same speed as Gordon. Plus, the controls are a bit messed up. Right. Let's try this way. Just 1 Gordon. See how fast I can get a single Gordon going. I'll just go into that platform. It's virtually straight in. Right, I've got the green signal. Off we go. Fast Gordon will go. Problem with the real or mainland railway locos, I don't know what speed they're doing. Flying Scotsman is controls just aren't set up to use the controller. I try applying the brakes and it will immediately put it into neutral and then immediately stop. Something about the game code doesn't allow standard 20 world locos to work properly. I will load it in after this. I'll see how fast I can get Gordon going. Just to demonstrate, I don't know how fast I'll be able to get it, nor whether I'll be able to get limitation of the game, unfortunately. 103 miles an hour at the moment. Going pretty slow. Gordon's still accelerating at the moment. We should sail through Croydon's Gate. It's Gelsthorpe Road where I will have to slow down. Otherwise, we'll end up in ballast. Never a good idea. Back control of the mountain sail, causing even delay. As I've said, you can't actually race your engines on this game. It's not been developed to enable you to have. That was not expected. I wasn't going fast enough. The game's not been developed to have trains running side by side. That one's controlled by you, one by AI. The only way that works is if you're in timetable mode and you set a train to run alongside a train that's going in the same direction. What I'm going to do... Where is it? I know it's on here. That's the light engine. I will demonstrate how quick... Oh, I've fallen down. See if I can use... No, I've got to actually do this that way. Right. Set path. We'll go to Madden. Won't get there, I can almost guarantee that. I now need to do the brakes. Where's the brake valve? Don't normally do this with... Go. Okay, I'm going to have to manually remove the cylinder drain off valve. I'm going to be interested to know what that is. train clocks, the button for it is signal activated. Not as fast as I thought. anti-clocksman, because it uses semi-realistic physics, won't go. Brake applied without me pressing anything. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it a night. It is 9 PM UK time, which means I've been doing 2-hour stream. I have tried doing speedrun and things. As I said, it's unfortunately you cannot run trains side by side in this game or Train Sim World. Next week we will continue timetable. Don't know which one of the 6 it'll be, but by then we'll know what the first DLC will be. Hopefully it'll include a few engines. Ooh, those are photos I've taken. Tiles. No. Don't know why that's selected. It's not actually in-game. Collectibles. I've got all the paintings. I've nearly got half the hats. 14 whistles, 12 books. I've got more to find, but that'll be when I'm playing just for myself. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and I hope you come back next week for more. But until then, have a fantastic weekend. Come back to watch my pre-recorded videos, which I do spend quite a bit of time doing. And, well, as I said, have a fantastic weekend. And if you only come for the live stream, have a fantastic week. Until then,